Okay, so I don't know if my light is the best. I'm gonna have to work on that. But I'm in a new space right now, y'all. It is a temporary space. I think it's gonna be a temporary space until I move into a home. Um, if not, cause y'all, I really want to go to Africa. Like I really do. And that was my mission. So I'm really trying to get up, my friends to be able to go to Africa as well as, keeping a home or getting a home. So the place that I'm in right now, it is a temporary space until I get into the home that I want to get into. So I am doing live readings today and just collective readings for donations. Um, I'm going to do this live reading and just pull cards for the collective. But if you would like a personal reading, then you can send a donation to Project Black 101. And um, hmm, this keeps going in and out of charging. But you can send it to Project Black 101 and I will take a reading. Okay, so okay. So I don't mind doing live readings on YouTube, but I feel like it's so many people that are it's a lot of monitoring spirits. It's gonna be on all of these apps, but it's just kind of like over the past few years, especially in whether it's in the spiritual community or not, it's just so many people that will work against you or, pray against you when you are rising in your power. And I think that for me, I've just kind of learned to not put everything on social media, and so I think that I've wanted to make my experience more sacred, and just those who are actually interested in tuning in, they will tune in. So people who are actually interested in hearing what I have to say, they'll subscribe to my channel, and the people who don't want to hear what I have to say, they don't have to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And I think like on Facebook, the thing is when people are expressing themselves or they are standing in their truth, there are a lot of people who aren't, or they don't know what that means, or they're not walking in your shoes, or and a lot of people, a lot of us have similar experiences, but we have very different experiences as well. And so it's so many people who share things from their experience, from their perspective or their opinions, and it's not always going to apply to your path. It's not always going to apply to your life or what's taking place in that moment. So it's always important, to make sure that you sit down, you meditate, and you allow yourself to be guided by your highest self and by the ancestors who are guiding in that higher self. Um, so we are my brain just thinking about the stress that I just get sometimes from Facebook now. Um, just because, like I said, over the past few years, I've just seen how when you don't have or think the same as others, it just becomes such a strong issue. And so my channels and the places where you can sign up to become members and subscribe are specifically for people who are interested in the messages that I have to share. And it may not resonate for everyone. Okay, it's going to resonate for who it needs to in that moment. So, hmm, I'm gonna pick some cards that I'm drawn to, and I do want to share this for my entrepreneurs. I do have the Divine Feminine Oracle cards that provide you with information on things that would help your business to grow, right? So we sit down and we do a reading on things that would help you with the next stage of your business. I do provide business consultation. I know a lot of people kind of just know me for being in the spiritual field, but I'm really savage in the business stuff, y'all. I just haven't done it in so long, and I've tried to figure out how to incorporate helping entrepreneurs and doing business while also practicing spirituality and following my calling. And I realized that I could do both. And so, I realized that a part of our growth and independence and finding our purpose and being able to be our true self and to attract abundance in our true self comes from our spirituality. So even with the relationship that we have with money, even with certain chakras being activated and us being in our true authentic self, when we become our and chase into our purpose, then money will still attract us. Things will still happen for us. Doors will still open up for us. But a lot of times we are blocked. Our chakras are blocked when we first get in our journey and we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out our direction. We're trying to figure out our calling. And we know we should be doing something, but we just don't know what. And a lot of times we deal with blockages, whether it's fear, anxiety, or whatever. But once we begin to activate our chakras, it allows us to express ourselves as we should. It allows us to live our truth. It allows us to feel safe in our body. It allows us to have confidence. So we do the healing work so that we can be in a place where we're not operating in life off of trauma. So even each day when we go to work for someone else, and I'm not saying it's anything wrong with work, but a lot of us fear or have a fear of doing something on our own. A lot of us have a fear that if we step out and we follow our calling, our purpose, that, we won't make any money. And that's not the truth, because when you are connected with the divine and you're connected with the Most High, then you understand that everything is provided for by God. Everything is provided for by the Most High, or the ancestors, or your higher self, because that is the lesson that you are coming here to learn, is how to master yourself. Okay. And so, um, like I said, I'm not taking away from working or anything like that. Um, without workers, we wouldn't have things that's operating in life today. So some people's purpose is to work, but you want to make sure that what you're doing is something that you love, right? You want to make sure that it aligns in the place where you're going to make the most abundance, you're going to break generational curses, and you're happy. And overall, we have a lot of people who have not found that, and they just go in the direction that people tell them to go in. Some people went to college because their parents pushed them into college when they rather have been a humanitarian, or worked with animals. Some people are pushed into fields that, well, this is what my family has done all their life, and this is what we're going to do. So it's just really important to know yourself and know what it is that you have come here to do. So I do provide birth chart readings. The birth chart readings actually help to look over the areas that you are good for here in Western society. Now, there are multiple birth charts, and there's an African birth chart. I have not gotten into that. But with the birth chart that you have from Western society, it can still help you to navigate in certain areas of your life. Of course, you have to go through an initiation and so on in order to learn and gain a higher understanding and really master yourself, which I would recommend. My Siba, he's amazing with initiation and teaching, but the ancestors have to approve you. Okay, so even with going through that, the ancestors would have to be like, yes, this person is going to do the work, or yes, this person is this, yes, this person can come through, they're ready for this part of their life. um so we evaluate those things, and then we also get energy readings so that we can kind of navigate and be like, okay, well, this is what's going on in this area of your life. Like I have a placement in my chart that says I have to work on making decisive decisions because sometimes I can be indecisive. And so I need to be more assertive. I need to be better at decision making. I need to be able to make firm decisions because when I procrastinate, then I create a lot of stagnant energy and worry and stuff. But that comes from my solar plexus. So that means that if I'm having blockages or anything in this area, I need to learn how to work with that solar plexus energy more. I need to learn how to do affirmations more. I need to, you know, burn my candles or do energy healing, wear certain crystals, eat certain foods, depending on what it is that I need to activate that chakra. And so when you activate those chakras, it helps you to align yourself in a better place in life. If you have a, wounded chakra or blocked chakra in your throat chakra, sometimes you're not able to communicate efficiently, and sometimes it may block you from even listening to people correctly. So you might get into a lot of arguments from misunderstandings. It might be things that you don't express, or you might have a hard time standing up for yourself because you have a blocked chakra, or you might lie a lot because you fear telling the truth of what may happen to you. And so sometimes when we deal with people who come into our lives because they're liars, they need healing too. I ain't saying it's your job to heal them. It's their job to realize that they need healing and take the steps to heal, just like you have to take the steps to heal. So those people, they need a lot of healing in those chakras to unblock those areas because it's something that's in their DNA that is not allowing them to just tell the truth. So, they ain't just liars because they just liars. It's something spiritual that's taking place. Okay. Everything is spiritual. Everything that comes into the physical that we have manifested is spiritual. We all came from the spiritual realm. A lot of our genetic makeups and who we are and our character comes from our parents, their grandparents, because our parents carry, our mothers, they carry trauma in the womb. And that trauma, her mother carried that trauma. So that is passed down to us. And so sometimes we get blockages and things from that. Sometimes it comes from the father. Sometimes it comes from the emotions that the mother carries while she is carrying that child. So that's why it's so important to make sure, even with pregnant mothers, we are taking the right type of care for them for their mental health and emotional well being. Now, outside of that, you have your environment that rears you. And depending on if that environment has been a righteous and divine community, or if it's an environment that a lot of people working and operating off their lower self, the state of the children is going to be in the state of the adults. So if the adults are immature, if the adults are drama, fighting, drinking, drugs all the time, just in their lower state, whatever they're doing, then their children, you might have a few of them that come through that's curse breakers, but a lot of times it's going to pass down into the genetics of those children. Okay. So those are things that we have to keep in mind, and why making a conscious effort in our lives every day to heal and to evolve is the most important thing. Because when we're not healing, what are we doing? What are we passing down to our children? And a lot of people are not necessarily healing right. There's a lot of people who isolate themselves. There's a lot of people, and I'm not saying you can't take time to yourself to heal from situations, but you have to go and do that work. When you are taking that time to yourself, you got to do that shadow work. You got to do the releasing work. You got to fill yourself back up. You got to cleanse your energy. You got to detox. You got to work on those chakras. You feel me? If you get out of a bad relationship that's a breakup and you ain't healed that heart chakra, why you think we have so many people who keep attracting the same person in different bodies? Because we're not actually healing. We're just finding something to cope with whatever wound it is we have. So we cope by getting over that person, by getting with somebody else. And I'm not saying that you can't move on, but I'm saying that you want to heal in the process of moving on. You want to heal before you move on, so you can make sure that you're not attracting somebody based off of a hurt space. You're not attracting somebody off of a trauma bond. And that's what we're trying to get everybody into the process of doing, is understanding that when you sit down for consultation, when you sit down for sessions, it's actually to provide you with whatever it is that you need to make your life better. And if you follow what is in the blueprint, from the reading to whatever it is that I suggest, and I always suggest that y'all get journals. I think it's very important for you to get journals to write your notes down. Like I keep journals and I read. Sometimes I go back and I look at the progress in my journal and be like, okay, this is what happened on this day. This is the good things that happened. This is the not so good things that happened. But this is what happened here in the process of my life. Now that I've been doing the healing work and I did these few things, this is what's happening. Maybe I don't talk to this person that was affecting me in a negative way as much, but now I have more time to do something positive. Maybe I'm not doing this self harming habit that I have, but now I'm finding something positive to do instead of doing something that's hurting myself. I found a positive routine to do. So, journaling is good for self evaluation, it's good for keeping up with your progress, it's good for writing down your emotions and what's on your mind. If you feel like your mind is racing, just really writing it down and trying to get your brain back on track. It's good for affirming yourself. So even writing out how you want things to go, what you're going to accomplish, what you're going to do, not try to do, but what you're going to get up and you're going to make happen for yourself. And then you go back and you look, and if it's things that you did, you give yourself praise and give gratitude and everything, because you got something done regardless of your obstacles. And that's what progress is. If you feel like you didn't get everything done, that's okay. You go to the next day and you be like, all right, I'm gonna do it. You write it till it's done, and remember your words is your spells. So just keep that in mind when you are getting readings, that it may help to write down or to get a journal when you're getting sessions. And the full sessions, y'all, are so worth it. The full sessions are usually over an hour. I'll probably do more phone sessions, but I do like doing the recording sessions just because you can also go back and look at the recording. Um, but I understand some people like to do it over the phone. So if that's your thing and you want to do it over the phone and ask questions, that's good too. The only thing that I think is I'm usually able to read everything that's going on around you without you telling me anything. So a lot of times y'all volunteer a lot of information that y'all don't even have to volunteer. And for me, that's the gift, that I can see it. You don't have to explain anything, or unless you just want to, unless you want to release and you want to talk. But spirit usually will reveal those things. You can confirm it and we can be like, all right, this is what we need to do about this. Now, if you want to talk and tell me things, that's good. Some people need to talk, so that's okay too. But it provides, when you take that time to listen to spirit to guide you as well, it provides you with the time to actually hear the message and to get whatever it is that you can get out of that reading. And spirit is going to pull from all directions on what it is that you want to work. So all I'm saying is, you don't want to spend your entire hour session or over hour session and tell me things that's going to be revealed in the reading anyways. Now you can still ask questions and you can still tell me things if you need to, because like I said, it's good to talk. And I got to get into the habit of doing the phone calls as well. Like I said, I think I just got to where I liked doing the video readings, and that was my thing. Um, okay, so I am going to do a collective reading, and let's see. figure out which deck I really want to pull from. I think I'm gonna pull from this deck right here. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna pull from this deck. Okay. So, all right. Let's see what we got her. And I'm gonna need y'all to come on here, in a little while and start interacting. I don't know how to send notifications and tell people like, hey, I'm doing readings. Let me see. Can I do this from YouTube? Y'all give me just a minute. I gotta figure out really what I need is I need to get a moderator and get somebody who can assist me throughout the day with this. So let me see. My videos. I'm trying to see if this shows up. So this doesn't show up on my phone. Okay, because I thought that I could like just send this to people this way. Okay, so let me see. So what I think I need is a moderator who can help me with this. So y'all, I am hiring as well for my business. Like I'm hiring a team of people who have time throughout the day or even at the night, even in the night that want to sell products. So I need to share that as well. That want to sell things like the pyramids, and you make 20% commission off of these. So if this is sold, you make $20. But you may know people who like to buy things like that online or who may be interested in crystals. And you go through training as well. So you kind of do learn how to go about selling the item. So it ain't just like you just get a job and it's like, I don't know if I can do sales. Like you go through training and it's something that we do every day where we connect as a team and we're like, okay, like this is what we're doing and this is the strategies that we're using to make the sales. So I couldn't figure out how to share this, but yeah, so if anyone is looking to make some extra money for the holidays, this is a really good job. I'm going to be having some more material added to the site, but y'all make sure y'all check it out because it's going to be a lot of things that goes up on that site. Okay, so let's see what we got going for today. I done talked already so much. So we have the Knave of Cups. All right, so this can be about somebody getting a promotion. This can be about somebody who's on the job that has like and we just got through talking about sales, but somebody who has like the gift of jab or that can attract people. Like this is somebody who has very good fortune and good luck. And usually they're able to get a task done with no problem. Okay. This is somebody who can be very swift, or this can even be something coming in quickly too. So let's see what other cards we have. Okay, so we have, oh no, this is the knight and this is the knave. So my bad, y'all. It's been a minute since I used this deck. So we also have the knave of coins. So we have the knight of cups and the knave of coins. So this is about somebody needing to put their best foot forward when it comes to stepping it up and going to the next level. This can be somebody already going up to the next level, or y'all could be, like I said, getting a promotion. Let's see. Get It in Gear. I'm hearing that song, Get It in Gear by Ears, but needing to level up or just put your best foot forward with whatever it is that you do. Um, Seven of Coins. Sorry, Seven of Cups. Look, y'all, I gotta get a better deck, right? No, it's just me. I need to get it together. So with this Seven of Cups, this is about somebody chasing their dreams. So this is about leveling up, somebody going for what it is that they know and following their dreams, right? Now, in the process of this, it's not going to always be easy. I feel like somebody could be stuck in their head when it comes to chasing their dreams because they have a fear of losing everything or they have a fear of failure. But you don't lose if you try. And that's what y'all got to know. Okay, y'all, for me, this is like my third apartment in Texas. Okay, the first time I was with my daughter's dad. Second time I was in my own space, and this is the third time. But I let go of the last space because it was so much going on in my life, and I was also planning the trip to Ghana, and I was trying to figure out like how do I balance all of this and do this, and I'm just gonna let this go, and I'll come back to this. Okay, so I really took a risk in something that I believed in, but I trusted spirit in the process. Now I learned a lot of lessons, but I didn't lose. I mean, yeah, I got an apartment that I don't have anymore, but I have this, and it's a lot more affordable than what I was paying. It was also becoming really stressful because I had the car injury, so it was like I still was able to get in a spot. And I'm working on getting another car. So uh, we're working towards that. But um, I still took a risk for something that I believed in. And in the process, I didn't get the results that I wanted as far as the trip to Ghana, but I did get a lot. I became a certified grant writer in the process of me just believing in myself. uh, Even in the process of me believing in myself and just taking the journey to follow my own passion, not just to Ghana, but with my own business, I found a new skill. Like I was blessed with this gift to make these, and I didn't do that until I took the step into believing in myself. So I have something that I can take with me wherever I go. And this is my gift now. But if I would have continued to work my 9 to 5 every single day, I would not have known that I could do this. I probably never would have done it. But I took a risk and I did something that I used my creative energy and I created something beautiful out of it. And so sometimes you have to take those risks because guess what? Now I have that on my website. They're $100 for the large ones. I've made sales from the small ones. I've had offers for the large ones. It's about just being consistent with it, but it gave me something. I still got me a roof over my head that I'm very grateful for. And I'm still following my passion. Now I still got lessons to learn. I'm still working the process. But the point that I'm making is that your journey is for you to learn how to become better at it. You're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna have things that I might be waking her up. But you're gonna have times where you make mistakes and errors. That's okay. You learn from them and then you get back up and you're like, how do I become better? One of the most motivational things for me this year was seeing Shakari Richardson do her thing and come back in the league and come through the Olympics and kill that. Even after, she was denied getting into the training room or whatever it was, she still won. And so I think that's so inspirational to see somebody who went through a time where she was grieving and she was hurting really bad. And she was denied access to those things 4 years ago. But 4 years later, she spent the block and she did it. So it doesn't, it may not happen overnight, but you learn your lessons. You come back, you improve, and you go harder and you just don't give up. And so what I'm seeing with this Seven of Cups here is Somebody could be in their head about their dreams, but they could also be having fears, because I had seen a card at the bottom of the deck, which was like the Ten of Swords. So somebody could be having some type of fears of failure or nightmares, or in between their dreams and their nightmares. They're in between what they fantasize and what they fear. And you can't have fears. You're going to have them, but you have to just be like, that's not who I am. I am who I visualize that I'm going to become. I am this person that I want to align myself with. And that's who you become in this life, is the better version of yourself. So you trust the process and trust that you're going to master it. Okay. So you come back every time harder, just like even with me, like I said, I learned my lessons, and it doesn't mean that I quit. It just means that I got to figure out a better way, um, go back to the drawing board. So the next card is the Magician card. This is somebody who's able to manifest whatever it is that they put their mind to. So if it's something that you can think, if it's something that you can visualize, you can manifest it, right? It's about you knowing your power. And this Magician is the one. It's the one, not the two. It's the one. So you got to know that you're the one. You are chosen. You were given the gifts. You were given the power. You can manifest it. You just got to tell yourself that you can, and you got to stop tricking your brain that you can't, because that's when you start self-sabotaging. That's when you have fears. That's when you got to do that healing work to really go back in and affirm yourself. And sometimes when we're not getting it, sometimes it's things that we need to release, or things that we need to fill ourselves up with in order to get further. So sometimes it can be the root chakra. Your root chakra is associated with, your money, your relationship with money. So is your heart chakra. Are you giving and receiving? You feel me? Love. And I'm not saying that love is money, but I'm saying that um, when you have your gifts, when you have the things that you want, and everybody doesn't want money. Some people want love, some people want happiness, but is it flowing? Are the relationships around you supporting that? Whatever it is that you want in your reality, does it flow around you? And that is when you have to ask, is it alignment? And if not, then you have to be able to open your heart up to receive whatever it is that you are asking for. And so that is why we also do, the heart chakra healing. Because when we hold on to pain and we hold on to sorrow, grief, anxiety, those low vibrational energies, we're telling ourselves that we're not good enough. We can have a dream or whatever it is that we want, but somewhere in us, we ain't good enough for it, because we don't really believe that we can have it. It's just a thought, it's just a dream. We can't see ourselves accomplishing it, or we don't know how, because the environment around us doesn't support it. And so that comes in with you doing the inner work to change your inner self so that you can vibrate and match the frequency of what it is that you want to have. Everything has a frequency. Abundance has a frequency. Love has a frequency. Okay. Creativity has a frequency. Sex has a frequency. All those things have frequencies. And they can be on different frequencies depending on what frequency the people are in. Three of coins. So again, this is about alignment. Are you aligned with what it is that you want? And do you know what it is that you want? This is about somebody coming with focused energy. So not even just manifesting, not even just daydreaming, not even just putting your best foot forward, but aligning yourself. Because people can be doing the best that they can every single day, but are you aligning? Because I can get up every single day and be doing the best that I came here to do to keep the bills paid and stuff like that. But am I aligning with what it is that I want? And am I aligning with what's going to bring me the results? And so if you want to, travel the world, You might be working every single day and you'd be like, well, I'm saving up and this and this and that. But what if you overworking because you didn't know it was a way that you could do it easier without having to do all of that? You just got to align and talk to the right people who can hook you up. Sometimes it's about your connections, so even with people who want to lose weight or they want to be healthier, we say that and then we get around people who are not practicing in healthy habits, but we will do our best. It doesn't work out, then we give up. Alignment is important. You got to surround yourself around some health coaches or some nutritional coaches or fitness coaches. You got to be around other people who doing it, and if they're not coaches, just other people who are doing it. So not just doing your best, but aligning with the better version of yourself and finding people who are in a direct alignment. And one of the things that I learned is that collaboration is better than competition. And so many of us get into fields and things that we want to do and we start competing with the other people. And it's like, it would be better if you collaborated or you work together or you learn something from one another, share something. We're all here to help to save the planet in some type of way. And we need more than one of us to do it. Okay. I ain't gonna be the only reader out here on the planet, and that's okay. I might not agree with all the other readers and how they read, and they might not agree with how I read, and that's okay. But what I do know is that I can learn something from them still. They might learn something from me. And as long as we are all moving forward for the betterment of the people, and I ain't advising my people, to do something that might hurt the people that they are teaching. As long as we teaching everybody how to harmonize and be at the best version of themselves and heal, then we're gonna all make this place a better place. The hospital don't have just one doctor and it don't have just one nurse. Okay, McDonald's don't just have one server. So it's okay to be in the same field and work together, teach each other, and bring each other up. So getting into alignment with people, asking for tips, um, helping each other out, helping each other grow. It don't really take nothing from y'all. Y'all gonna people still going to get it how they live it if they really with it, unless it's something that I don't know, people feel threatened by or whatever. But y'all can do that, okay? Aligning, collaborating. That 3 of coins can also be about collaborating too. But somebody who has their eye on the prize, somebody getting over self-sabotaging thoughts is what I'm seeing that needs to be done. So really doing some work to remove that negativity. See, this is where I come into the reading and I'm like, okay, I know the perfect herbs that can help. And you can drink the herbs or you can put them on candles and you can burn them. So see, when you get full readings, then we sit down and we like, oh, okay, like this is what you need. This is the type of herb you need. And I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but I have something that helps to remove strongholds. It helps to remove negativity. It helps to remove dark magic or dark work. And what I mean by that is any type of work that has been put on you or that you possibly put on yourself that can be causing you to have blockages, because self-sabotaging can be negative thoughts that I can't do this or it's not going to happen or I try. You know what I'm saying? Like the limits that you put on yourself can be a form of negative magic. And so sometimes we have to be careful because our words are spells and we don't realize that. Um, the Queen of Coins is here. So knowing that you have everything it is that you need and everything comes to you, knowing that you can live that life of luxury, because the Queen of Coins is somebody who lives a luxurious life. Okay, they are in love with their life, they're fully abundant, they have everything they need, they're stable, it's material wealth, it's beauty, it's fertility. This is somebody who got it all. And I mean all. You can look behind her and she has food back there. Sis, she got everything she need. She ain't gotta go out and overwork herself. You see how she's sitting on the rock and she got the coin in her hand, because that's her power. is just to be lovely, just to be in her divine energy and attracted. That Queen of Coins is somebody who attracts. Okay, so being in that attractive energy. And ladies, I got to get y'all connected with some divine feminine classes, and we got to get into connecting with that energy so we can attract, because we done got into a really wild era when it comes to relationships where it's we just chasing men too much, and that's not what we're supposed to do. And then we're chasing dogs at that, like a lot of us. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been there. Okay, I've chosen better men now that I've become older. But when I was younger, yeah, we just didn't know any better. And a lot of us are choosing people based off of our abandonment wounds or whatever wounds we had as children, and it's not good for us. Or even how we seen our parents love, and if we didn't see them love correctly, then we definitely need some help. We definitely need guidance, because that can be a reason why we keep choosing the wrong mate and toxic mates, because we didn't see that healthy love and that foundation that we had in our home. So we just going off of assumptions, or we going off of our friends that ain't seen it either. And that's the one thing that I hate even about social media now, is that we just share anything, and it's like, oh well, if he ain't doing this, then he ain't the man for me. And then every woman just agrees, yeah, that's how a man should treat you. And that's not really the case. A lot of people just validating their emotions and what they think love should be, and it becomes like a narcissist type culture from social media. Just how everybody wants attention, and they want their relationship to look like a celebrity blueprint. And I think a lot of us have just used social media as a way to teach us about love, instead of actually finding our elders and the people who have been in our communities who are guiding us to have healthy relationships. And when I say healthy, I mean relationships that harmonize. You're both able to be safe with one another. It's not controlling. The woman isn't trying to make the man love her. The man isn't trying to put boundaries on the woman. You can't change people. They have to want to be that already. So if you met somebody in the stage that they in, and then it's things that you don't like about them, that's who you chose. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should get to know them, and then if it's something that you don't like, then it's like, all right, this ain't the person. But that's the thing, when we giving ourselves to just everybody or anybody. Celibacy is so amazing because it allows you to sit down and think and be like, okay, like he's cool, but ooh, I don't like he lies a lot, because your intuition start coming in. You start thinking with your mind and not just thinking with your hormones. You see what I'm saying? So you start to see like the traits before you even lay down with them. They ain't gonna get better because you gave them some cookie. They are not getting, baby. They're gonna get worse, because now they know that they can manipulate you to get the cookie. They're gonna manipulate you more. So you asked for that. That's why when we go through relationships and we get out on, we gotta go through and forgive ourselves for it. But this is why we gotta have those honest assessments. And nobody wants to admit that a lot of times we are in the wrong, because we would rather just hear that person was wrong instead of us healing and holding ourselves accountable. Because, and this isn't about anything like if it's some victim stuff going on, or because people can be manipulative. They can start off really good, but I'm just saying there are a lot of relationships that could have been prevented from turning into a disaster if people were choosing their partners correctly, and if they were doing it with the correct rituals that we used to do back in the day. And so now that we've kind of come from that, we just looking at people not from a spiritual perspective how we used to, but we just looking at them from, dang, he's fine, or dang, I like what he just said to me, or you know what I'm saying. And it's like, we ain't worried about if that man can provide for us. We're worried about if that man is actually compatible in our soulmates. You see what I'm saying? We got, and I hate to say this is not to knock women, but a lot of times we're looking at men to just come into our lives and be our daddy. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for them to come in and provide for us. And I'm not saying that they can't, but when you're healed and you're a whole human being, you should be able to bring in your own. Then when the two of you come in, you can become a powerful force. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a man wanting to provide for his woman, but a lot of times when you get put in those situations, especially in Western society, you putting yourself in a situation where when you want to get out or you don't like it anymore, now you got to create an escape plan. You ain't got no money. He done isolated you. Why do that? Why bother you? Why trick yourself into that type of illusion? Because somebody else is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, like I said, that it's not possible, but y'all gotta make sure that the person is the person for you. Y'all can't just put that plan on everybody, because just because that's what you want don't mean that's what they're going to give you. And a lot of times we're not even just sitting down and discussing what is it that you want before I lay with you. What are we doing before I even get down on this level with you? And are you serious about that? Because committing to somebody is literally like a business. It's literally like a having a family or a marriage is like a business. So you got to sit down and have some type of agreement and understanding with one another. And a lot of times we just go off of the childish emotions that we have and just assume people can read our minds. We assume that people know what it is that we want them to do for us. And if you sit down and you court properly, you can sit and be like, okay, well, I know that I don't want this. This is what I want. Get to know each other. Go through a 90-day grace period. And then, and then after those 90 days, ain't no love lost because you didn't lose no cookie. You still got your sacred self. You ain't gonna be mad because you ain't give them nothing. And men gotta stop being hypersexual. And for us to feel like we gotta give them sex for them to keep them, then that means that we don't love ourselves enough. It means that we are willing to compromise and give ourselves before allowing somebody to show us and reveal to us who they are. And any man that's actually serious, I ain't talking about these little boys, I'm talking about men who are actually serious in finding their person that they want to have a forever with, that they are ready to commit to and provide for, they'll go through those 90 days because they're serious. And they ain't just out here just sleeping around with everybody. Men who are serious about being committed, they are waiting too. They are not about to go out here and just make bad decisions and just sleep for people. So you got to use your discernment when you talking to these men. If he was a dog when he met you, if he was giving you, when you met him, he had all these girls and you was getting drama in the first week, baby, what was you thinking? We not doing that. So feminines, we got to get into this attract energy, men and feminines, masculines that's watching this. Get y'all fixed up in y'all divine energies too, because the men are sacred just as much as our women are. But I feel like women have to kind of lead because we've gotten into a place where we've let men just, a lot of stuff we do is for men. So a lot of times women shaking their tails and doing this and that because they want men. You know what I'm saying? But or they want men to look or they want attention, whatever the case might be. But and there's nothing wrong with shaking your tail, y'all. It helps to remove blockages and energy in your womb, in your hips. But a lot of us will go to the extension of giving off sex and thinking that, and what I'm saying is a lot of us use our sexuality and our sensuality to a point where we're trying to constantly please the man to where we no longer are happy because we're giving so much to him. And that sexual energy is so sacred that we give it to the person who keeps running out. Like they don't stay there. They ain't staying in the house with us. They ain't showing us they want to be married to us. They're not showing us that they want to commit to us every day. So we start giving our energy to them and then they running off with it. And then that's when you start being mad, angry, depleted, sad, and all of that because somebody is taking your energy to charge up to go do whatever they do. You need somebody that if they're gonna take your energy, they're gonna pour back into it because it needs to reciprocate. So if they taking your sacral energy, they taking your sexual energy where your life force is, they should be doing some type of providing. They should be doing some type of nurturing to you as well. Okay, that is all very important. So, like I said, you just want to make choices and not just give your sexual energy out to anybody. Now, I'm over here giving a whole sermon on this Good Friday. Everybody say amen. We got the will card. Let's see, I see the Hierophant. Some big changes coming in for some people. Big changes, powerful changes. These changes are going to require you to have a lot of faith and a lot of hope and trust and believe. These changes can be around your money. Let's see, that's the 5 of coins. Why is that out? These changes can be around your money, and somebody could be needing to change their mindset about money. Like somebody could be in a mindset of poverty mindset, like where they just feel hopeless or like they don't deserve something. Or yeah, somebody's like in a survival mode and they're needing to change this. Like they're needing to change their thoughts about how they go about getting their money. Okay, so if somebody has been worried about money, it's probably really important for you to overcome any type of obstacles that you're having or thinking about it. Stepping out of a poverty mindset, knowing that you can do it. And I feel like that's your biggest challenge right now is that you're juggling. This 2 of coins came out. So you're kind of juggling. And that reminds me of what I saw earlier about the battling between fantasy and fear. Juggling. We need to feed less to the negative thoughts and we need to feed more into the positive. Okay. So keep that in mind. And then you have the Empress card this year. So knowing that you are loved, you are supported, everything is going to happen as it should. Um, the Empress card is about abundance, knowing that you have everything. The Empress card is somebody who's really taken care of, okay? Somebody who has everything when it comes to the material level. This is somebody who is in charge of their life, and somebody may be needing to know that they are in charge of their life, that um, you create the reality it is that you want. Knowing that you are loved, knowing that you are supported, knowing that you are abundant. If you are battling with some type of poverty mindset, then doing the affirmations, letting that go, that could be something that you need to release. So, writing down, I release having a poverty mindset, or I release the poverty mindset or the mindset of poverty. But releasing that, and I'm going to do it myself, but releasing that, writing it down and burning it, it no longer belongs to you. And then go back in. If you've been doing manifestations, maybe going back in and doing and working on your manifestations after that. So sometimes when we are having blockages, we have to do release work. Sometimes we got to cleanse. Sometimes we need some sound healing. Sometimes we need a really good spiritual bath. But that is what helps to remove whatever that stagnant energy is that's around you that's stopping you from hitting your goals. So remember that when y'all book readings, you're not just booking readings to spy on somebody. You're not just booking readings to figure X, Y, and Z out. You're actually booking this to change your life so that you can see ahead. You can see whatever obstacles it is you're facing, and you know how to navigate through those obstacles and be like, all right, let me do this real quick. So it's kind of like getting a reading is like getting, when you're in a car race and you got to keep stopping at the pit stop to get, your tire fixed up or get a tune up or something so you can continue to race. And so you come and get a reading, and that's like you getting a spiritual tune up because you come through and it's like we clarify any blockages, any negativity, anything that is coming from you or anything that's coming from your surroundings or what's affecting you the most is stopping you from achieving certain goals, whether that goal be marriage, whether that goal be, having children, whether that goal be getting in a home, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And so I know I done talked so much, almost an hour, and I got a couple of things to do. But if y'all would like a reading, y'all can holler at me. It's the weekend, so holler at your girl. All right, peace, love, and light.